And some may say it's too late, but is it ever really? I
Yeah,
mean,
life is too short. That's been my whole thing. And I think maybe, when you interviewed me, when you wrote my bio, like I made a big change in my life. I have a master's degree in engineering. I went and designed headphones and speakers at Bose for 7 years, and I just like was like, I want to do music. Like, and I left that whole corporate life behind. And it's been almost exactly 2 years now, which was bad timing when I decided to leave the corporate gig. But, it is what it is. And I've made the most of it. So,
well, let's talk about the decision to do that for a second, because I just find that really interesting. Yes, the timing may have been a little bit odd, but
yeah,
you had no idea there was a pandemic coming.
right.
But what inspired you? What led to you deciding to leave the corporate life behind and really devote yourself to music all the way?
Yeah, I took some like DJ and production classes in Boston when I used to live up there. So it was probably like 2017, and I had started going to festivals about right after college. So I was a little bit older maybe when I got into that like scene. But I really fell in love with all of that, and just festivals in general, and getting more into electronic music because I'd never really listened to that kind of stuff like, when I was younger. Um, and I started taking these classes, and I would find myself just like DJing for fun until 3 in the morning on a Wednesday. And I'm like, why would I much rather be doing this than like my day job? And it was just a couple years of really being like, I am so much more passionate about this other thing. And, corporate life is, 60 hours a week. I was traveling to China like 3, 4, 5 times a year. It was a lot. And I think that the biggest push for me really, was I met my now wife. We met in Boston, and she moved down to the DC area. So we did a year-long distance, and it kind of got to that point where it was like I was ready to make a change and go be with her. And I think that was kind of like the extra push I needed to be like, this is the moment where I should really be leaving that part of me behind. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So I moved down to DC in the end of 2019, and it was really scary. I wound up moving to like a part-time sales position for Bose.
Yeah.
But then we all got laid off in 2020. So that's kind of where what got me to where I'm at. But I always talk about this in every interview, but I'm not a big reader at all. I really don't enjoy reading that much. But one of the last books I read when I was thinking about leaving my job was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't know if you know that book.
I was going to
Most
actually
people.
ask you about reading this book. So,
Yes.
yeah, go
So
ahead. Tell me
this
about it.
is like what I preach all the time. And he talks about the do something principle, which is basically like, it's not so much you have motivation and then you do something. It's you do something and then that triggers the motivation. So like me leaving my job and no longer having that like financial stability, like it really just lit a fire under me. And I was like, I have to do this now. Like there's no other option, I have no other, you know, way to support myself unless I just really like dive head first and put 100% of myself into this. So that's like the one piece that I think that really just sat in my brain. And I was like, yeah, like I need to do this for me. And it's really scary, but it's really helped push me, I think, to where I'm at.